Great mentor of mine, Sister Kolasarji, my teacher, former boss, and an incredible man who has definitely shaped my life. I want to honor you and respect you also. Namaste. What an amazing opportunity we have today to have life with us. An opportunity to be gifted the opportunity to live one more day. To appreciate God's blessing one more day. To have the opportunity one more day to give thanks, to give praise, to share love, to embrace each other. To have the opportunity one more day to do our bit for humanity. One more day to sacrifice, to give a bit more of us to humanity. What a great day and a great blessing that we are here given the opportunity from last year to now to celebrate Maha Shivratri 2025. How much of our friends who were here last year are no longer with us? Have we spent any time today to acknowledge this blessing, to acknowledge this fact that we are given not only one more year of opportunity to live, but one more year of an opportunity to correct missteps and to do more for humanity. This is what shapes us. This is what defines us. This is what makes us the best possible humans. This ashram has contributed significantly to the upliftment of people, to giving inspiration, to giving hope. At a very young age, my brother Kaulasar would invite us here. And you will see devotees and ordinary citizens gather here because they feel that this beautiful day is a day of renewal, a day of hope, a day of inward reflection, a day of inward reconciliation. Many people are alive but dead internally. It is when we can allow ourselves to have that internal reconciliation with our thoughts and our conscience and our spirituality that allow us to shine externally. But if when you do that internal reconciliation, your conscience blocks you, your conscience speaks back to you and tell you that you cannot have that outer glow because the internal need fixing. Because the reconciliation process is bringing up more questions than answers. But there are some who would do that internal reconciliation, as our distinguished AG, my friend and brother and colleague would have said. They would do that internal reconciliation and faithfully deny their conscience. And faithfully deny their conscience. And they would operate as if nothing has occurred. And they would operate as if nothing would have been impacted or influenced. In our world, in our society today, we see that every day. We see men and women who try to steal democracy, reconciling, and coming out to say, we are now the custodian of truth, the custodian of the rule of law, and the custodian of democracy. But it is this great festival like Maha Shivratri that allows us to understand that we are destructive to ourselves. And if you don't want to acknowledge how your actions and how your work is destructive to humanity, one day, it will not be left to you. One day it will not be left to your conscience. One day it will not be left for you to override that consciousness, that internal mechanism, that little thing in you that tells you what is right and wrong. One day, a greater, superior consciousness will overcome us all. And that superior consciousness would inflict the misery or the beauty of the life and consciousness we live here. Do not let this Maha Shivratri 2025 leave us without reconciling individually and collectively. We are stronger together. We take nothing with us. The beauty of this ashram, the beauty of every temple, every mosque, every church is enlightened and uplifted in the unity of the people, in the unity of those who utilize the facility, in the unity of the spirituality. You can't be singing alongside each other beautiful bhajans with deep meaning and harboring ill thoughts about each other or the person next to you. Even before we attempt the greatness of spirituality by standing in prayer, kneeling in prayer, prostrating in prayer, whatever form we wish to take in prayerful reflection, before we do that, do we actually look around and decide who we want to sit next to in the prayerful environment, who we want to avoid? These things may sound simplistic, but these things are deeply spiritually binding. These things bring about the clarity of mind, the clarity of thought, the clarity of consciousness, the clarity of evolution. And you will live far happier lives. You know, I think it was Anil and I, we were somewhere in the interior, and we were reflecting on the humbleness of the way people live. And I think he told me, can you imagine if they have stress? You look at them, they're happy. They're thankful for what they have. But then you come to urban centers. You know, I visited some friends and we were reflecting. Everybody felt like eating dal and rice and coconut choka and katahari. And as soon as we eat that and we were happy, everybody got what their heart desired. One man turned and said, "Bye, some good coconut jelly can walk now." We did not even give ourselves a chance to appreciate and be thankful for that desire that was before you maybe for a year. Those of you who come back from New York or Canada for Maha Shivratri, you must want some good coconut choker, grind on the. You got here. You got here. Okay. So these things, as small as they seem, are life lessons, and that is why it's so important. Whatever religious frame we partake in, here you read the Ramayana. These stories in the Ramayana are not just stories to be told or examples. They have very deep meaning. They are not simplistic. They are not symbolic. They are testament of the reality and how we must respond within that reality. These are the key things that we must reflect on. Anna spoke about a fascinating aspect of our society. We will move from Maha Shivratri to Ramadan to Lent. Can you imagine? And it will be seamless. It will be seamless. You will see the Indian High Commissioner at the event at all three. You will see your leaders, all the leaders. This is a blessing. We have been given this by the superior being as a nation, so that we can craft it into an example that can lead to the rest of the world to enlightenment. Do we ever think about it that way? That this is our test from the greatest spiritual being. This is our test from God. This is our test as a nation to make us of different cultural belief, different religious belief. This is our test. This is our gift by God, to place different people from different land and different ancestry into one land, into one people, the Guyanese people. And for us to use this gift, to embrace this gift as a source of inspiration, as a source of enlightenment, as a source of solace, as a source of spirituality. This gift that is before us must not be taken for granted, as Andrew said. It must be seen beyond the narrow confines of your different people, united in one cause, as one people, one nation, one destiny. It goes beyond that. We were placed, if you are believing in spirituality and the presence of God, you would agree that God knew what He was doing when He brought these different people. There must be a plan. How do we embrace that plan? So it is a great honor that I am pleased to join all of you here today at this ashram to commemorate the festival of Maha Shivratri. This ashram has become the national symbol of Maha Shivratri. People from around the country will gather here. We must continue to uplift that symbol. Do not take it for granted that this ashram was placed in the center of Maha Shivratri as that symbolic moment. The neighborhood here, they know when this great night is coming, the great night of Shiva. I extend on behalf of myself and the government, People's Progressive Party civic government, and the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party and leadership of the People's Progressive Party, our best wishes to the Hindu community here and across the world. This is a time of deep spiritual significance, a night of divine connection, devotion, and inner purification. Maha Shivratri literally means the great night of Shiva. It is one of the most sacred festivals in the Hindu calendar. It is a night of worship, penance, and devotion, where devotees seek the blessings of the supreme destroyer of ignorance, darkness, and negativity. Oh my. This is a night. The destroyer of negativity. Negativity is the crippling bondage that subject people to mental health issues also. Negativity is that weight on families and communities and individuals and leaders that suppress and drown you from accomplishing things. So tonight is a reminder that ignorance and darkness and negativity are things not to be embraced, but things that we must destroy through our actions, through our work, through prayers. Hindus around the world observe this occasion with fasting, meditation, singing, prayer, and devotion. Tonight, prayers will be made to the ultimate force of transformation. Shiva represents destruction, not in a sense of ruin, but in a profound way of dissolving ignorance and paving the way for rebirth, renewal, and enlightenment. Rebirth in the sense of renewal. Rebirth in the sense of enlightenment. We live in a society today, you will go berserk if you look at social media. Every fake news, this news, that news. But guess what? People enjoy this fake news. When you're scrolling through social media, the negative headlines you want to read first. If you see a headline, new school built, left the man, you come back to that. This is what is grappling and destroying societies and families. And as if you're not enjoying the negativity by yourself enough, you want other people to be influenced by it. So you pick up the phone, hey, bye, Daniel. You see what I say about you there, bye? Hey, President, you see what happened?
When you answer the phone and send them by WhatsApp.
Yes. And if you say no, you see, they forward it to you. They want to embroil you in their negativity. That's the world we live in. In the click of a finger, the biggest lie about an individual, you can share to the individual and 1,000 people. And find joy doing it. And find joy doing it. I make this point to tell you that greater than ever before in the history of human existence is the importance of enlightenment now. The only way you can defeat the power of the misuse of this technology is by enlightenment. Enlightenment. And how much? Hundreds of years ago, these great books point to these issues. So, removal, dissolving ignorance, paving the way for rebirth, renewal and enlightenment, the removal of darkness and obstacles, and knowledge. Knowledge is illuminated. Look at these beautiful children here. The power of knowledge is not only for success. The power of knowledge goes beyond an academic qualification. The power of knowledge is the embodiment of enlightenment. The power of knowledge is the power to overcome ignorance. The power of knowledge is the power to give yourself the strength to remove obstacles. There's a great saying, High Commissioner would know it because in every Indian university they will teach you this before you graduate. With every higher level of education, you're supposed to be capable of making higher quality decisions. Is it practice? You see highly educated people preaching hate and division, and you wonder, how can these people do that? It's simple. They are academically qualified, but they never receive enlightenment. There's a big difference. They're academically qualified, but they never receive enlightenment. Enlightenment is a higher degree of consciousness that does not come by theory. That's the difference. That does not come by theory or theoretical underpinning. It comes by your individual consciousness and values. That is another important aspect of the work of this ashram. The connecting of the soul to the spirituality. So my dear friends, this occasion also invites us to remove negativity from our lives and to especially rid ourselves of ignorance, hatred, divisions that hold us back. It is a time to embrace wisdom, compassion, and unity, allowing the light of the divine consciousness to guide our actions and thoughts. I recall last year, Maha Shivratri was also observed during the fasting period of Muslims and Christians. This year, we have a repeat of this coincidence. The coincidence of our various religious festivals reminds us that we live in a multicultural society where diversity is a fundamental part of our identity. It is essential that we continue to respect and appreciate the various religious traditions and coexist within our communities. Our nation's rich cultural and religious fabric is a source of strength. By upholding mutual respect and understanding, we ensure that our diversity remains a unifying force rather than a cause for division. For generations, our people have lived together harmoniously, celebrating their respective religious festivals in peace and mutual goodwill. This is not the case in many parts of the world. Let us therefore take great pride in our religious diversity and recognize it as one of the most valuable aspects of our society. Whether we are Hindus, Muslims, or Christians, or of any other faith, the core teachings of our religious emphasis of our various religions emphasize love, kindness, and the pursuit of righteousness. It is through understanding and respect that we can build a more tolerant and harmonious society, free from discord and division. We must make a conscious effort to reject negativity and instead focus on the values that unite us, ensuring that our interactions with one another are rooted in goodwill and mutual respect. By doing so, we strengthen the fabric of our nation and create a future where all can live in peace and dignity. Similarly, if we approach our relationships with our fellow brothers and sisters without malice or ill will, we will foster an environment of peace and harmony. Holding grudges and seeking revenge can serve only to deepen divisions. They create barriers where bridges could be built. But when we treat others with kindness and fairness, we encourage the same in return, making our communities stronger and more unified. As we move forward, let us remain committed to nurturing a society where people of all faiths can practice their beliefs without fear or prejudice. Maha Shivratri reminds us of the importance of understanding, compassion, and collective effort. I believe that through practicing these values, we can build a more inclusive and harmonious nation. On this sacred occasion, may Lord Shiva's blessing remove all obstacles from your path, illuminate your life with wisdom, and fill your hearts with boundless joy and prosperity. May this Maha Shivratri bring you and your loved ones peace, happiness, and divine grace. Happy Shivratri to all of you. I thank you and God bless you.
Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, for gracing this occasion. Maybe we have to wait for some time, like in the elections, we have to wait a couple of months before we feel the presence of the democracy. Like today, we also have to wait in order for your no offense, but in order to hear him say whatever he said to us. I am sure his message would have been well received by us, and I am sure we would not have to wait this year's election, but we would not wait very long for our next leader. Thank you very much, and I want to thank all in attendance. I want to thank Honorable Mahamir Nandalal. I want to thank Mr. Ravi, thank Mr. Kolasar and his ideal print. And I want to thank all of you for coming and for joining in this part of the Maha Shivratri celebrations. We meet again here at 2 o'clock for the Ramayana Satsang. Because of the time, I would ask all of you to stand for the Guru and concluding arti.
Happy Maha Shivratri!
Some on the other side, some on this side. Please give me a copy of this picture.
Show the teeth, show the teeth.
3. Yeah. You can smile at that. Good. Nice. Next group.
No closed lips.
I'm gonna try help you out. Alright. Everybody ready? Come. Everybody come. Now go closer. Go up closer. Go up closer. Go up closer. Walking? Alright. Now smile? Yeah. Smile. Alright. Yeah. Great teacher.
Okay, so we got a couple.
That's your hand. Yeah. Together?
Thank you.
Can you exit this way? Push it there. Damage in the coconut chocolate. I can skip cutter instead. And I see some primary school days, sour and pulauri. You never had that? Sour and green mango.
They have some aloo here too.
You know what's aloo? You know what's aloo? Mama.
You don't know aloo? Potatoes. It's a Hindi word. It's a Hindi word.
Aloo is potato, man.
It's a Hindi word.
Which part of the guy are you from?
And bhaji is spinach.
Your tongue, yeah.
That's it.
This is Edo and Belanchi. My God. Right? You know Ekron. Alright, great. Nah, you know me by now. Come, I come sure. Raj.
Everybody please.
Debbie, look here, look here, look here, look here. Look here.
Alright, let's go.